Hi everyone. Today is Monday at about 12:25 on the 28th of March. My name is Brian McInerney. I'm the hydrologist here at the National Weather Service, and we've got another storm on the way, which is really good news. This current storm, and I got this image or this video about 11 o'clock on Monday, shows a low pressure moving in. This area right here is the Great Salt Lake. This is the west coast down near Baja. And this flow is the winds at about 11,500 feet, a rendition of the winds off the GFS model. But you can see how this low pressure is moving into Utah and should be here in earnest during late Monday night into Tuesday. And with it, we could get about a foot of snow, with some local areas a bit heavier due to the convective nature of this storm. So let's start off with the northern Wasatch like we do. And what we'll see is about 12 to 16 inches through Wednesday, with snow water equivalent of about 0.9 to 1.2 inches. Going to start today, probably later on. Storm ends Wednesday afternoon, and then we're going to see the greatest snow intensity, most likely early Tuesday morning, with the possibilities of 2 inches per hour. And as this storm moves through, and you're going to get convective nature with intense snowfall, the snow densities are going to be fluctuating. There's going to be graupel mixed in, so the snow is going to start at the valley floors like it is right now as of Monday, and then it's going to rise to about 6,000 feet roughly. Then it's going to drop back down to the valley floors sometime on Tuesday. Winds are going to be somewhat non-consequential during this event. As the front goes through Monday night, about 45 miles an hour gusts out of the south, and if you can visualize that image we just saw, it's going to stay south, and then it's going to rotate around south, southeast, east, northeast, northeast, and then north, northeast. So kind of veering as that low pressure moves out. But really the winds aren't like what we had with the last event, where we had gusts 70 up to 90 miles an hour and some of the higher peaks. We're looking at 45 miles an hour gusts to start with, and then backing off pretty significant to about 20 miles an hour. So wind's not as crucial in some of these others that we've had. When we look at the central Wasatch on the front side, and what we're looking at here is Brighton Solitude Snowbird and Alta, maybe a foot to foot and a half, 0.9 to 1.2. It started today, and it's going to end Wednesday afternoon. Most likely the greatest snow intensities will be earlier Tuesday morning, probably earlier than what we see with the northern Wasatch. And again, depending on the convective nature, about 2 inches per hour, and it's going to be fluctuating densities, but relatively getting lighter as this system moves on all the way through Wednesday. Starting at about 65 mile an hour gusts out of the southwest for the central Wasatch. And then as that system moves to the east, the winds are going to drop off pretty significant, but veer around to the northeast, northeast as this progresses. The central Wasatch backside, unfortunately, this is what we see typically with these types of systems coming out of the northwest, and the west is that lesser snow amounts, 8 to 12 inches, 0.7 and 1.0, and it's starting with rain right about now. And it's going to go through Wednesday afternoon. Greatest snow intensities probably later Tuesday morning, with the peak snowfall rates at about 1 inch to 2 inches per hour during that time. And again, we've got fluctuating. And hopefully the backside will see some of that convective nature and get locally heavier snow all through this event. But when you look at this, we're starting off about 35 miles an hour out of the south. As that storm veers around to the east, northeast, and northeast, we're going to be 15 to 20 miles an hour gusts. Again, not very consequential. And when you think of that area, the canyons probably will do a little bit less as that southerly flow comes up, and then it's going to move in, where Sundance will probably do a little bit better. Looking at the Uintas, and especially Windy Peak, 10 to 16 inches with 0.8 to 1.2 inches of snow water equivalent. It's going to start Monday and Wednesday afternoon. And this will probably be late morning when we see the greatest snow intensities, if they don't see that convective activity. 1 to 2 inches per hour. Again, that same idea down to some of the valley floors off of Oakley and Heber. And then it's going to rise to about 6,000 feet. And then it's going to drop back down to those valley floors. So we'll see fluctuating conditions, but mostly decreasing density trends. Winds about 65 miles an hour out of the south as that veers around, the same kind of idea, 20 miles an hour out of the northeast north by the time we hit Wednesday. So there you have it, a nice little storm, pretty compact. It'll go through Monday through Wednesday, and hopefully we'll see a lot more of these through April. Keep the conditions fresh and see where we go. Again, you can catch us on Facebook, on Twitter. There's my email, and always check the Utah Avalanche Center. They have tons of good information, and especially this time of year when conditions are a little, in flux, good idea to check where they are. Thanks for listening. Hopefully we'll do another one of these real soon. Thanks again.